What is up, everybody? As you can see, I am joined by Mr. Paddy Murphy and Mr. Chris Stonadge, and we are going to give you guys a match reaction after Liverpool drew at home to Spurs in a game that, look, probably ends our involvement in the title race this season. But, we'll pick the bones out of it. I'll ask the lads how they're feeling. But before I do, I just want to say thank you to our sponsors of all today's Matchday content, the incredible OneFootball app. You can download OneFootball entirely free, of course, with the link in the description below, whether it be league tables, whether it be video content, transfer news, whatever you need, our friends at OneFootball have got you covered. Right, Paddy, I don't know about you, buddy, and I know from Chris because he said it to me a second ago, but I don't feel how I thought I'd feel. I feel disappointed. I feel sad, but I feel immense pride in our season. How's your head at the minute, mate?
I would say the best word is upset, saddened, but I'm not angry. And the reason I'm not angry is because what this team has done has been unprecedented. To win these many games in the trot and be in all the big finals, it was due. It was due. It's just sad also that a hard fought draw against a very decent Tottenham side feels like the end of the title race. It just shows you the quality of City and what we're involved in. But listen, yeah, I'm very sad. I'm upset. Yeah, but you could give out about certain players, and I'm sure we'll get on to. But I feel like that would be harsh as well. But listen, it is what it is. It was due. It was always going to be a tough game. And like, to be honest with you, we just didn't look like scoring many goals. We just were void of ideas. But yeah, sad, upset.
Chris, how's your head at this particular moment in time?
Similar, I think. I'm not as gutted. I'm not gutted because I don't think it's over. I think anything can happen in football. And there's still 3 games to go, 4 games to go for Man City. If they lose tomorrow, we stay top of the league. So I'm not saying that's going to happen. I don't think it is, but it's far from over. But I thought we played well overall, to be honest with you. I don't think we created as many chances as we should have done, but overall in possession, I thought we were fine. It's just an annoying one, really. And if this happened in October, we'd be saying, "Oh, it's okay, it's all right." But it happened right at the killer stage of the season, and that's why I think it'll hurt more and cut deeper for Liverpool fans.
I want to go through a load of things today, gents, but I want to talk about the main topic from my chat, if I may. I don't know, Paddy, were you doing a watch along of the game on Twitch?
No, I was too hungover.
Well, I'll go to. I was only asking because I want to see if your chat would have been similar. There was a lot of anger aimed towards Mohamed Salah in my chat today, straight from the first half, and I was baffled as to why. Because second half, yes, there's a couple of things, but I don't get it. I mean, did I miss something glaring? Because I gave him a 7 on my match ratings, and I was lambasted for it. And look, I appreciate we all see things in different ways, and when you do these player reactions or match reactions, you're straight after the game. You haven't had a chance to process. But what was your take on his performance today, Paddy? Mo?
75% would be what I want to describe it as. And what I mean by that is it's like 75% of the Salah we know and love, but it just never looks like scoring or creating the magic himself anymore at the moment. I don't know. He hasn't been great since AFCON. He had a bit of an up. He was okay in the grand scheme of things of a performance, but I think we just keep looking for those peak Salah levels, and we compare him to that. And naturally, based on his own standards, he's been poor, I would say. I think people just know his game now. They know what he does. They know he gets marked out of games very easily. I don't know. He's not. He didn't play fantastically, but I thought he was okay.
I don't think, Chris, he was any better or worse than any of the front line really today. I thought it was similar things from Diaz, who cut inside a few times to try shots. One took a lovely deflection, thankfully, at 330 quid for me in the bank with that one. Tenner on him at 33-1 from outside the box. The only positive light from today's game. But I don't know, man. I just think it's harsh. And maybe it's that people hold Mo in such esteem that they expect magic from him, but I get the frustration sometimes that he keeps cutting in on his left side. But was he overly selfish today? Was he golden boot chasing? I didn't see it.
Neither did I, mate. I think it's laughable, to be honest. I thought whenever he did get the ball, he looked dangerous. Yes, he did cut inside a few times, and yes, he got tackled a few times. But that happens with Mo Salah. You're willing to give away 6 for him to score 1 because that's the sort of man he is. He can produce something out of nothing. It just didn't happen for him today. I don't really understand the vitriol between that. I thought Mane wasn't great. I don't think Diaz was great either. I don't think Jota was great when he came on. To be honest,
awful. Can I just say that he was awful when he came on? Awful.
Yeah, but then again, if he has a shot, if he has a chance fall in front of him in the 18-yard box, you expect him to bury it. That's the thing with Diogo Jota, and that's the risk you take. So yeah, I don't understand really. Maybe it's because people hold Mo to higher standards, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
I want to concentrate on Mo again for a sec, but I just want to bring this up. Thank you for the super chat, mate. Said if City win tomorrow, do you rest players in the league? I would like a few changes, and I'll move on to that in a second. Sorry, what was the rest of the comment? I didn't read out the whole comment. Need to win the Champions League, can't afford not to. I would like to see Diaz. I would like to see Costas play every league game between now and the end of the season, just to see if he shows enough to Klopp that may be worth considering him for the Champions League final. Because I thought we looked a different team when Costas came on, but I also understand that we were throwing more caution to the wind at that point because we were going in search of it. Go on, Chris. Go on.
And also the word need. No one needs to win the Champions League. It's not a desperate need. We want to win the Champions League, but it's not do or die to whether we win it or not. Our season is still fantastic.
It kind of is for the. It is.
Liverpool moves on.
It's a need in terms of making the season a success. If you want,
I'm sorry.
I would agree with that.
And come runners up. It's a successful season, whatever anyone says.
No, it's not. No Champions League. No Champions League. No Prem. It's a failure of a season.
Let's not talk over each other. Chris, say that. Go again, mate, and then we'll go to Paddy.
It is. I don't understand how you can win 2 cups, come second in the league, and be runners up in the Champions League and it not be a successful season. I think that's an absolute load of bollocks.
I think it certainly would feel for me, and I'll come to Paddy, like a huge opportunity missed to land a big one. That's that, and I don't think I can't revise my own opinions. All last few weeks I've said to you, we need to win one of the 2 big ones for it to be a successful season in my eyes, and this can be an individual thing. Paddy, what side of this debate do you fall down on?
If you don't win one of the Premier League and one of the Champions League, the season is a failure. The 2 cups are not worth a wank on their own. They're not worth a wank as a double. They're only worth something as a bigger collective, be it a treble or a quadruple. Liverpool Football Club has run off Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues after the we've been a team deepest in a quadruple chase in the history of English football, and to not win one of the big 2 would absolutely be a failure. Absolutely be a failure, and no fans will regard it as very few fans would regard it as a success. I'm not saying it's a success, but what I'm saying is it can't be. You cannot judge this team and this season as a failure. It's either success or a failure.
I think maybe we're using too strong a word here, too definitive a word on either side. It would feel like an awful opportunity missed.
I agree. 100% agree. But to win 2 trophies, Liverpool have had 130-year history. Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. They've won the league 19 times. So that's 25 seasons, and some of them in which. So you're saying that the other 107 seasons are failures?
I think it's context, though. I do think I understand what you're both saying. I think that you both have valid points, but I do think I would err down on the side of what Paddy's saying. Is context is important in these things, and where we are with the hunt that we're in. I think you do need to land one of the big ones. That would be my take. Again, I'll open up to the chat in a sec. Bullspear, thank you for the super chat. Said, I really thought we beat United, Mane and Mo would kick on to their best. Unfortunately, we're back to this 20 shots, 3 on target. Maybe we need Fabinho and Thiago to take more long shots. So, on this, lads, what I would say is, I think, yes, what Paddy touched on is people understand how Mo plays now. And I'd like to see sometimes us maybe go back to a more fluid front 3. So, Mane isn't always centrally. Salah isn't always right. Swap them. Make them change up. Give the defence something to think about. And look, in hindsight, Paddy, all this is great. We're all geniuses when the game's over. But it was just one of them days today where we just didn't get little breaks in the box. Crosses didn't drop to our man. Davies was on the end of everything. I don't think there necessarily needs to be scapegoats. But I do agree that we can be a bit predictable at times. I do agree. I think there's something to that.
Yeah, I echo what you're saying there. But yeah, and listen, Jurgen Klopp is a man that 9 times out of 10 is infallible, does no wrong. How Divock Origi doesn't find himself on that pitch, given the plethora of crosses being lummoxed into the box, is beyond me. We're putting the ball into a box to Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota. Okay, Diogo's actually an exception because he's actually good in the air, but the rest are all small, rich people. Like, we're lumping the ball in, like the crosses from Trent, Costas, Robertson, and like not one was successful. Like, put Origi on. Like, I think I was so baffled when I see Origi. I thought it was written in the stars for Origi, and I'm not saying he would have come on and magically scored, but it certainly would have played to the strengths of what the team was resorted to in that last 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I think, Chris, what Paddy's saying there makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of us were sitting at home going, Keita, with 5 to go, when we're lumping balls into the box. I mean, I agree. And I think everybody in the chat will agree. Certainly my chat live were saying the same thing. Was a bit of a strange one there. And look, we don't know if it would have made any difference, but certainly felt like an opportunity to get Divock in the box and cause a bit of a headache, because we didn't get on the end of very many things in that second half with crosses into the box.
I agree. There was some that sort of caused a little bit of havoc, but none that really caused too much of a first class opportunity. It would have made sense to stick Divock on, obviously, with his pedigree in late games, late goals. Yeah, it was a strange decision for me, but look, he makes so many right ones that I think, to pinpoint the bad one, it would be unfair.
Kevin Palmer can fuck off after the last time he said there was news. Nothing against Kevin, but his last news thing was nonsense. So I'm imagining this is going to be more nonsense. And shock horror, Sunday World's out tomorrow, so of course he's trying to plug it. But
unless the news is Liverpool have been awarded the fucking 3 points, nobody gives a fuck what the news is. You could tell me we're signing Mbappe, bringing George Best.
Man City points deduction.
Unless it's something like what's so irrelevant like
the news, lads. So Christian said, I agree with Paddy. Walking away with the we're in the quadruple chase, the longest trophy will not suffice. We need to bag more silverware. I agree as well. As I said, I understand Chris's point. I understand context, but I think we're just trying to make ourselves feel better if we try to say we don't need one of the 2 big ones. I think we really do.
I just think the word need is I think 99.9% of clubs in the world would give anything to be in Liverpool's situation right now. I think the word need is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it's just within the context of the season. That's why it's a need at this stage. Obviously, at the start of the season, to win a Champions League and a Premier League would be a luxury, would be a dream. But given the context of the season, I think it's absolutely imperative we win the Champions League now. Considering I don't think we're going to win the Premier League.
I need to share my pet peeve, gents, which is, you probably remember me speaking about this. Why do we head the ball into random areas? Why do our centre-backs do this? It led to Spurs' goal. Canade had nobody near him. All he needed is a shout, say, time, bring it down. No, and he headed it into a random area in midfield. Ball ends up down with Lloris when they get it back and score. Late into the game, Spurs clear the ball. Van Dijk's round the centre circle with a header, and he heads it straight all the way through to Hugo Lloris. We don't look. We just head balls into areas, and it does my head in. It does my head in that we don't do it. And I know it seems nitpicky, but I've been banging on about this all season. It's something that drives me potty. Just head the ball into an area. They need to talk to each other. Today, again, Canade should have brought that down and would have given us a chance to start another attack. But rather than that, we just lump it into an area. Does anybody? Am I grasping at thin air here? Or has anybody else noticed a similar trait?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But just quick before I seen a comment about, are we overlooking Chelsea? No. The point is the FA Cup is not worth anything to Liverpool unless it's a part of a Champions League treble or a Carabao Cup treble. That's the point. I don't care about the FA Cup right now. Couldn't care. I would take losing the FA Cup right now if it meant you get the Champions League. I don't give a shit about the FA Cup. Absolutely irrelevant. Like it's I never want to win it any year. As I've said for weeks and months, the only time the FA Cup is relevant is if it's part of a double or a treble or it's a minnow team winning it. Liverpool, yeah. Anyway, but on that, Craig, yeah, no, for sure, I do hate that at times. This is sometimes you kind of need to just put it somewhere, like because you're under pressure. But yeah, sometimes it's stupid. Yeah. Oh God, it was so much. It was so easy as well. Oh.
It's I was nervous today all day. I felt like this. I think I said it in the show beforehand. This was the one for me. If we got over the line today, I felt like we win the rest of our games anyway. But you know, Spurs deserve credit. As Paddy said, they're a well-coached team. They know what they're about. They know their jobs. And you know, strangely, Chris, a draw probably isn't the result either team would have wanted.
No. And to be fair, Craig, you did, to give you credit, you said to me 2-1, but this is the time that we probably will drop points if we are going to. And you did say that to me about 3 hours before the game even started. But yeah, on that, I thought Spurs, they'll be happy with the point. To be honest, they'll be more than happy with the point. Going to Anfield is a free hit for all clubs now. And that's the situation that we're in. And if any club comes out with anything from Anfield, they're happy. That's it.
So here's one again, mentioning something Paddy spoke about. Like Paddy said, we cross a lot of balls into the box. Why don't we get a class forward? I hope we get the Champions League for it to feel like a special season. So on that, like on the lumping balls into the box thing, gents, I mean, we can talk about the centre forward aspect of the course, but is it just an easy out for players? And that's something I mentioned during the game as well. I felt like a couple of occasions there, people were passing the buck and not wanting to take on the responsibility. And there was some balls that we were playing to Diaz and Costas who dragged in wide left that you see them telegraphed a mile away what was going to happen. And on a couple of occasions, Royale, who I thought had a very good game today, Emerson Royale as well, he was reading them and picking them off. Anything to that, Paddy? Anything just, you know, it's easy, lump into the boxers, hopefully something happens. I'd rather we try to construct an attack.
Yeah, well, it was getting really frustrating watching those balls come into the box. And a lot of time they weren't even getting to the right destination. Like if we had they were just I think they must have been just pinning it on Jota. Like, but you might as well. We should have sent Van Dijk up or something. There was no one in the box to head it. Like, I just don't get it. I really just don't get it. And we're also dejected. We're also upset. And I just had a bit of a way of thinking that I was like, we always needed City to drop points somewhere. We always needed City to have a bad performance. So it's still only one City game away, potentially, because obviously we'd be 11 on points. But who knows? Who knows? City may lose. It's not. It isn't. There's not no chance. I think Newcastle will give them a game. I think Wolves will give them a game because they're fighting for Europe, as are West Ham. The Villa one irrelevant, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think, where was I going with that? What was Paddy speak? I had a point I wanted to make there.
The crosses.
No, I'll move. I've gone. Chris, substitutions today from the manager. I think we can all understand the two changes: bringing Henderson off, bringing on Jota, and taking Fabinho off, bringing Keita on. Oh no, excuse me, Keita was later in. Who was the first substitution? Costas for Robbo. Yeah, Costas for Robbo. Understand them, no problems with it. But did he leave it a bit too long to make the last change? And can you give me any reasoning behind Keita coming on and not Origi?
To be honest, I can't give you anything there. The only rationale I can think of is maybe a little bit more sort of calmness and creativity around the box. But if we had, I think it'd be more beneficial to put Origi on, really. But look, I'm talking as a fan, not Jurgen Klopp, who's gone and won Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. If it was me,
the idea, because Keita had an opportunity and he bottled it and left it for Salah. He didn't even hit it. He let it come across his body, and he had more time before a defender closed him down, and he gave it to Salah, who then took a touch for some ungodly reason and allowed himself to be closed down, took a deflection, and he got a corner over.
What I will say is about this game is that I don't think it should be taken as... I think it should be left as an outlier of a correlation of games that Liverpool have battled through in the last 2-3 months. I don't think that it shows any systemic problems, if I'm being honest. We've had 3 months of absolutely non-stop winning. We've been incredible. I don't think we should sort of think that there's any key problems in the system, but I think we can notify what's happened today and
Yeah,
work on it for the coming games.
Today was the day our luck ran out, I think,
Yeah.
is probably a fair assumption of it. Super chat here from Peter, who said Ruben Diaz was rushed back, didn't look fully fit against Madrid. Kyle Walker's a big miss. The defence could still a little be weak, and it could still be on for Liverpool. I remembered now, Paddy, what my other point was that I wanted to bring up is we've let the goal difference slack a little bit as well now. There was one point there we pulled away from City, and now there's one in it. So even the goal difference, mate, is getting squeaky bum time.
Yeah, I was looking at that myself. All right, that isn't ideal. It's now anyone's guess who actually would get the better goal difference. Yeah, I'm just fucking raging. I'm just upset. Yeah, and the goal difference, the City have caught up with us. So maybe we actually do need more than. And if we need more than City drop points in two games, it is finished. So maybe it is actually done. Fuck yeah, mate, it could be over.
If anything, though, Paddy, I think United getting destroyed today by Brighton gives West Ham something to play for Wednesday. So if whatever happens tomorrow, let's assume City get a win. If we then go and win on Tuesday night, it's a big game then in London. West Ham, Manchester City, when West Ham could potentially knock United out of the last remaining Europa League spot. So they'll have something to play for as well.
True. There is teams that have something to play for, and we mustn't underestimate that. It's hard to be, this sounds mad to say because we have two finals coming up, but it's hard to be optimistic at the moment. But I'm giving up on the league as we stand. If it happens, it happens. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know.
I mean, look, Chris. Let's look at it another way. We were always reliant on City dropping points, so it's never really been in our hands since the game the Eddie had. If we had won that, it'd have been in our hands. We pulled out a 2-2 draw. It hasn't been in our hands since. Again, it's just one of those days, man. We've all been around long enough that we're all right to not be angered here. I think we're all in the right mindset because I just feel pride. I feel sad. Of course, I feel dejected. But I've got immense pride that we made this a title race and that we fought our way back and that we still have a lot to play for this season. And we cannot take any time to feel sorry for ourselves.
No, absolutely not. And I understand, it's a sort of a balloon popping moment because we're on this roll and the balloon's blowing up and blowing up and blowing up. And there's the pop when Heung-min Son was there. And I understand that, but we have to understand how brilliant these players have been over the last 4 months. And look, there's still so much to play for. There is a lot of time to this could be a treble winning season, boys. And even if it's not, it's still been a good season, whatever anyone says.
Yeah, and we're winning the European Cup.
Exactly.
I'm being ridiculously confident about this since Madrid got through. It's almost a gimme for me in my head. That's how confident I am of it. I think this will give the lads a chance to refocus and get ready for that massive, massive game and a massive weekend next weekend as well. Look, let's say Paddy, let's say City go win the 4 remaining games. This game would have been an irrelevance then. You know what I mean? I'm trying to pick any positive buddy I can from it, but yeah, I just don't want us to be those guys. We rant and we rave at times in moments in the heat of the moment. But I just feel pride, man. That's all I feel in this group. Pride and sadness, but I've no doubt that they'll be back at the title race next season.
Paddy and Chris have ruined this channel. Cheers, Jake. But yeah, listen,
destroyed it. I mean, I'm just going to blow it up, blow the channel up at the end of the stream. What's the point in carrying on? Do you know what I mean?
You should. The Champions League final. I'm confident. I'm not saying I don't think I'm as confident as you, only because of Madrid's prestigious history with the competition. Listen, it is what it is. Like I've said a lot of bad shit about things, and when I'm angry in the past, calling people donkeys, bottlers. But right now is not the time to berate the players because the ride so far has been mad. I'm just sad, but I'm just going to accept it. Whatever happens, happens. As they say in Paris, c'est la vie.
Yeah, Sean, you were absolutely spot on, man. You know, positive vibes is always good, but look, we can't sit here, mate, and feel like, you know, we're not a little bit disappointed at drawing at home to Spurs today, and giving City some initiative ahead of tomorrow. But I get your point that it is certainly taken on board, Sean. But yeah, I mean, as Paddy said earlier on, we only needed a draw would have done us from City at one point. Now we need them to lose, pretty much, definitely. But who's
But
going
if
to
they
be
go
at
on and
least?
draw, this is going to really hurt.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt, and that's fine. You know, it's natural.
If they draw tomorrow, I'm actually going to be fuming.
What?
Be so annoying.
Because then it means we would have got our wish, and there's
Still more. I'll be very happy if they draw tomorrow. Very happy.
Obviously.
Because
But
West Ham can certainly take a point off them.
I just listen. As much as I'm optimistic, there's not a hope in hell. Manchester City will drop points in 2 games. Not a fucking hope. I will eat my hat. I wouldn't take. Not a fucking hope. No, I can't see it at all. There's no way to bottle it that badly.
Well, mate, we were sitting here together, 85 minutes in at the Bernabeu. Both looked at each other. You could feel the dejection in the room between me, you, and Connor. And we didn't see Manchester City throwing that away in a mad few minutes. And they did. Madrid got it done. We've seen enough things that anything's possible in football. But I agree with you. The momentum certainly shifted in favour of Manchester City right now. No doubt about that. But if we can take any solace from this, is they're not going to get their filthy mittens on old big ears. And we're fighting a good fight. And I got to try and find that and to keep us positive. And yeah, it seems that year after year, Chris, we have these situations where City probably win what a lot of our fans would like, and we win what a lot of City fans would like.
Yeah, I think they would give the last 3 years, the last three league titles for one Champions League. I'd almost guarantee that's what the holy grail for them. And it's annoying that we can't get our hands on that, and they obviously are very annoyed. They were feeling like we are. Well, they're probably feeling a lot worse than we were in the week. So look, we've got a Champions League final to play for. We've got an FA Cup final to play for. We've got a lot more to go for in the league this season. There's still time. Yes, we're relying on them, but look, as the guy said before, positive vibes only. There's still a lot to go.
Yeah, there is. And I said this, Paddy, a few weeks ago. If somebody was to drop off the pace in the title race here in the last few weeks, be it Liverpool or Manchester City, nobody should be called bottlers. You know, we're still looking at a ridiculous points tally. So, yeah, look, it sucks. It sucks if we lose the league. It does. But, again, we've a lot to play for and we can't let it fester. We've got to continue pushing forward.
Yeah. It's again the fact that we've just drawn to Tottenham, just a draw, our first drop points in how long, and it feels this over. I'm just sick of being in against this City master. It's just annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm fucking raging. But yeah, as I said, I'm just not angry though. I'm not angry. There's no point. And agreed to the Krabby Chronicle. UCL or bust.
Yeah, I agree as well. And I know people give me stick for this as well, but at least I've been consistent. I don't really give a fuck about the FA Cup, to be honest. No. I want us to win it because we're in the final. But
everyone will be bouncing if we win the Champions League next week. Everyone will be absolutely bouncing. It's the same with the Carabao Cup, right? It becomes massive if we win it. You know, I was absolutely one of the best days of my life when I went to Wembley to watch the Cup final. You know, I didn't give a fuck about the Carabao Cup at the start of the season, but if you win it, it's amazing. Same with the FA Cup next week. All right, we'll be absolutely overjoyed if we win it.
I'll tell you one thing. If the Champions League final was before the FA Cup and we lost Champions League final, I wouldn't be. But because it'll be before the Champions League final, I will be. But if we went into that FA Cup final with already having lost Champions League, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Come on, mate, you would.
David said, "Head up, lads. We gave up on the league months ago and gave it an unbelievable goal to get back where we are. I believe the FA Cup and the Champions League." I won't lie, David. I did give up on the league months ago. I was one of the people. Yeah. Paddy didn't. I did, though. I absolutely gave up on it. And I was astonished to see us find our way back into a title race. But I won't lie as well. It does. It feels like we always come out on the wrong side of a close title race, always, and that does hurt. It does. It does take its toll. But again, every other Premier League club right now, and I mean every other Premier League club, would take being in our position at the minute, with one title or one trophy in the bank, one more to play for next week, and then a big one at the end of the month.
Yeah, I think maybe even Man City would take that, to be honest. If it meant they were in the Champions League final, they'd be buzzing for that.
Yeah, look, I think we draw this one to a close, my friends, and all eyes towards the Etihad tomorrow as Manchester City take on Newcastle. I think there was one more super chat coming in here at the end. What is this? We could have won every remaining game and still not won the league, so it's definitely not over, which is, again, factually correct. Yep. Look, I want to say thank you to Paddy and Chris and to you guys for coming on as well. All the opposition fans, we accept the banter. We take it on the chin. It is what it is. And look, we continue to fight for everything that's left this season. 3 league games to go. Who knows what the football gods have in store for us. Thank you to our sponsors, the One Football app, link in the description below if you want to download that. Thank you to Mr. Chris Stonadge. Thank you to Mr. Paddy Murphy. Thank you to you guys as well. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday and weekend, and we will talk to you guys really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.